stories for you. At last, the second flight of EU's Humanitarian Air Bridge has landed in Tigray. Last month, we saw first flight of EU's Humanitarian Air Bridge for Tigray. Since then, we have been waiting, viewers. What type of humanitarian air bridge is this? I mean, two flights in almost 1 month. We'll talk about that. Secondly, viewers, I have been updating you in previous videos about fighting in Afar region between Tigray Defense Force and Afar forces. Today we heard some rumors about fighting in three places of Afar: Abala, Birhale, and Zone 4, Teru Yalo. I tried to someone in Afar too. I have some confirmation. Fighting is going on in at least one place. We'll talk about that. And thirdly, viewers, Kenya has reiterated its position on Tigray conflict. Kenyan envoy to the UN has talked to reporters. Kenyan position is a very encouraging position because Kenya is sending a message to all the parties involved in a Tigray conflict. I'll share with you a clip showing Kenyan envoy speaking about the resolution to Tigray conflict. Firstly, viewers, at the start of last month, in September, EU's first flight of its humanitarian air bridge landed in Mekelle, capital of Tigray. We heard claims that EU had established a humanitarian air bridge to ensure speedy delivery of aid to Tigray. But this speedy delivery remained very slow. Today's second flight carrying aid, a second flight of EU's humanitarian air bridge, it arrived in Tigray. So in 1 month, around 1 month, only two flights of EU's humanitarian air bridge have landed in Tigray. Is this what a humanitarian air bridge is? Humanitarian air bridge means continuous flights to ensure speedy delivery of aid to Tigray. But so far, no speedy delivery of aid to Tigray has been ensured. And secondly, viewers, if EU's flights are being delayed due to rigorous checkings at Addis Ababa airport, EU must make it public. We haven't heard so far from EU officials that the flights are being delayed by Ethiopian authorities. It means delay is on the part of EU, not on the part of Ethiopian government. Though Ethiopian government has been trying to slow down the delivery of aid to Tigray through Afar. We have seen that today UN Secretary General also claimed that officially and unofficially Ethiopian government was trying to obstruct supply of aid to Tigray through Afar. So there have been some attempts on the part of Ethiopian government to slow down the supply of aid to Tigray. Tigray does not need hollow promises. It needs speedy delivery of aid. If you have announced the establishing of a humanitarian air bridge, you must ensure flights on regular basis. If there are problems, then you must make it public. Secondly, viewers, we talked about new TDF entry in Afar in previous videos. I told you that ENDF and regional forces, they had tried to enter Tigray through Abala. Then we saw TDF launching counter offensives in Afar region. Today we heard rumors that fighting had spread in three parts of Afar. Firstly in Abala. Abala is on Tigray Afar border. Secondly in Birhale. Birhale is in zone 4. to the east of Mekelle Adigrat. And thirdly, in Zone 2, Yellow, Golina, Teru. I tried to someone in Afar, I tried to confirm. According to the analyst who is based in Afar, who has some information about Afar, fighting is going on only in Birhale. There was fighting in Abala, but over the past 24 hours, no news of any intensified fighting in Abala. But yes, Tigray Defense Force has been trying to move towards Birhale, towards Mount Esta, a strategic place close to Birhale town. Afar news sources say TDF had suffered losses, so far it could not take control of any strategic places close to Birhale. No statement from TDF official spokesperson about this front, Birhale. TDF has always remained quiet about Birhale. When TDF was in Birhale, close to Birhale more than a month ago, even then we did not see any statement from TDF spokespersons, TPLF leaders about TDF advancing towards Birhale. Once again, no statements from TPLF spokesperson, from Tigray spokesperson that TDF is fighting close to Birhale town. No confirmation about TDF's entry in Yellow Golina Zone 4 so far. Lastly, viewers, Kenya. Today, a Kenyan envoy to the UN talked to reporters, and he reiterated Kenyan position on Tigray conflict. He said, this conflict cannot be resolved militarily. Military solution is no solution. Military operation will make matters worse. Military operations will not bring peace. In fact, military operations will lead to further divisions in Ethiopia. And lastly, he said, all the parties must realize they cannot break the will of one another. Very important statement, viewers. Kenya has been holding a very mature position on this war. We have seen statements from Kenyan officials over the past few months. Their consistent position is that military solution is no solution to Tigray conflict. And you cannot resolve this conflict by completely overpowering your rivals. Let's hope and pray that Ethiopian government and Tigray's government as well, that they listen to this valuable advice that military solution is no solution. Watch a video showing a Kenyan envoy to the UN talking about Tigray conflict. Thank you for watching.
What is Kenya's view about the current situation in Ethiopia and regarding those 7 UN workers who had to leave the country after being declared persona non grata?
Well, Kenya has very much engaged in the Security Council on the question of what's happening in Tigray and Ethiopia as part of the A3+1. And I think we were very clear about the need for unimpeded humanitarian access, as well as the need to see progress in political negotiations to bring up a ceasefire. I think the A3+1 has not changed its position on that, but continued to urge the parties to understand that the military option would only further divide the country and make peace even more difficult to achieve. And I think the final part of our statement as A3+1 said, if I can recall, that they should not think that they can break each other's will as a basis for building a peaceful and stable country. Thank you.
Can I ask you another question about the sanction committee? The blockage by Russia to renew the sanction committee for different countries, RDC, Mali,